Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 166 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I am Jeff Updike, and our guest host today is Megan Jones. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. I'm Megan. I've lived in Dallas for about 15 years. I'm a graphic designer. I love hot pink and decorating cookies with my sister. And of course, my birthday is coming up next week, so I'm super excited.
So she'll have her Amazon wish list on her Facebook page here very shortly.
See the link below.
Yeah, right. So I asked Ben to show a couple of examples of some of the stuff that you did. Some of the cookies that you did. So
sure.
So these are some that you did this year, or
Yes.
were these last year? I got two different sets. So.
Oh, these are this year. And that was last year's, yeah. My sister's really sweet. She makes all the dough and everything, and then we'll come over and make the icing together. So this has kind of become a tradition for us for the last 3 years. So it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can make some more soon.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And
Thank you.
You brought them to us before, and they're really good.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, I forgot to bring you one this time.
That's okay. That's okay. So you told us a little bit about yourself. You and I have been friends for
many years.
Yeah, I've struggled a bit.
We don't have to put a number on it.
So just many years.
Exactly.
Megan and I we have our friends group that we call our RBF, the Real Best Friends,
Yes.
and there's about 15 of us in the group, 17 of us in the group, and we get together. Try to get together every weekend when things
Close.
are a little normalized, but get together and just hang out and play games and eat. Oh God, yeah,
a lot of good food.
A lot of good food. Swim.
Yes, lots of swimming in the summer. Always nice.
So.
Oh yeah, and play with the animals and go out and check out new restaurants again when it's safe.
Mm-hmm. It's great. We have a lot of fun doing it. So, so let's jump into the market watch first. We'll go through that real quick. What we do is we have a market watch. It's a weekly update on numbers that are through our MLS,
Very
and
cool.
so we compare last week with this week. And so one of the things that Weston and I both noticed was everything is down this week. New listings are down. Back on market listings are down. Price decreases are down. Under contract and option periods are down. Pendings are down a little bit. Sold number of solds is down about 20% from the previous week, which makes a lot of sense because most people close toward the end of the month. So since we're in that first week of February, that makes sense. The good shining light in this is that the coming soons are up 13%.
Oh wow.
So those are properties that agents have listed that they've put into the MLS, but they're in a status where they're not allowed to show them yet. They can just do marketing on them, and then at some point they make them active and they can begin showing. So
Very cool.
Yeah, it's kind of the first sign of the stuff that's coming in. So we have a couple of really cool properties to talk about today.
Yes.
Megan and I went and toured them this weekend, and I think you're really going to enjoy them. One of them is in the M Streets, really cool little Tudor home. And then our second one's going to be a little bit lower Greenville-esque Avenue.
Yes.
Really a great up and coming area also. So, Ben, do we want to roll right into properties?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do that. So our first property today is 5710 Monticello Avenue. And this is a really cool home in a great little neighborhood. Lots to do around it, lots of area attractions. What are some of the things that you like about that area?
Well, first of all, I think it's just really quaint, and it seems all the houses around it, it's like its own little suburb, which is really cute. And you're practically, I call it downtown for me. I live up in Addison, so it seems very downtown to me. But oh yeah, tons of great. Everything's super local. The malls is super close, and the Granada Theater and the George W. Bush Presidential Center is right there.
Yeah.
Which has the museum in there is gorgeous. So
And
I've
I-
heard so many good things.
I have. I've been through that before, and it's really an experience. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. It's an experience worth having. So
And the restaurant there is delicious.
I haven't eaten at the restaurant though.
She has her own cookies that she actually sells her cookies there.
Really?
And they're delicious, or the recipe.
Interesting. Restaurants up and down Greenville Avenue are just, I mean, there's too many to mention, but a couple that we did want to note. One was Stan's Blue Note. Stan's Blue Note has been there for eons. Great sports bar, sports restaurant. This is their website. You can see on the 19th, they've got a chili cook-off with cash prizes. Just a really great place to go. And then also a restaurant that I think you had lunch at the day before we got together.
Oh yeah, HD Supply Company. That place is always a good time. Their food is delicious. They have a beautiful rooftop patio. And so a couple of cocktails at sunset up there is a sight to behold. And they're really good about food allergies too.
Oh, really? Interesting. Outdoor stuff to do in the area. This is really close to TT Park. Dallas has really good park facilities. They've spent a lot of money over the last 10 to 15 years improving these. TT Park is an 8.2 acre City of Dallas park. They've got basketball, they've got playgrounds, pavilions, there's a pool there, softball fields, tennis court, and Wi-Fi is one of the things that the City of Dallas is now putting in their parks.
I saw that. That's
Isn't
really
that
cool.
crazy? Yep.
Well, hey, if you got to do your Peloton
There-
exercise, you
There-
need to have some Wi-Fi.
There you go. Also, White Rock Lake is not very far away. This is the For the Love of the Lake organization that really kind of helps manage the lake. It is a great nonprofit to get involved in. They do a tremendous job in caring for the lake and helping raise funds for it. So go visit their website. And if you want to get involved in something, this is a really great opportunity for you. So moving on to our home. So this home is a Tudor style home in the M Streets. Really great curb appeal, I feel like.
Very much.
The rounded doors, rounded arches in there. This is the
port-cochere. I was really shocked when we came upon this because it's not something that you see a lot in Dallas. So that's definitely a very cute perk. There's space to park your car as well. And they obviously have a little sitting area outside. So that was nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I call those front porch neighborhoods.
Oh,
because
yeah.
everybody, it's an opportunity for everybody to get out and hang out in the front yard and kids to play together and stuff. This home has a really big, generous sized rooms. I feel like they have chosen the color palette with a great amount of care, and it really just, the whole house just blends with itself.
Yeah, I was really surprised at how spacious everything seemed as we were walking through it. And it's all super neutral, so whoever moves in, they'll definitely be able to add their own style to it.
The kitchen has marble countertops, marble backsplash, KitchenAid high-end appliance package, great storage. You can see they've utilized the space under the cabinet for the microwave, and there's also that little refrigerator there, the beer fridge.
Oh, yeah.
But looking back the other direction, you can see how much countertop space you have. Does have a gas range, which so many people prefer over the electric. Galley style kitchen, but it's still
Plenty of room.
plenty of room.
Definitely two people can cook in there if they need to.
The first bedroom we're going to look at, this is one of the guest rooms. This is their child's room, obviously. Still really good size, great built-ins. I love the window seat.
Yes, it's very cute. And a beautiful side yard to look out at, too. It's not just a fence.
Yeah. Bathroom, this is the shared bath, and then we jump over into the master, which I was really surprised how big this master is.
I was not expecting it.
That's a king-size bed. Those are probably 30-inch nightstands, so you can kind of estimate. This is the sitting area that's in that master bedroom, and it has its own access out to that back porch.
Yes. Actually, an extra closet back there too.
Oh, that's right.
And I think even the main closet had built-ins.
Yes, you're right. It did. It did. This is a master bath. They've carried that same marble into the bathrooms, which I think makes a lot of sense. This is the back porch that room opens out onto. Covered patio, the lighting that you were talking about earlier, it really, I bet that just really lights that up.
I can't imagine what it's. I'm sure it's beautiful. Yeah, the pictures don't do it justice, and the yard is so large. Plenty of room out there for dogs, children. You want to put a whole playground set out there, plenty of room.
And lots of grass space. So if you've got
Yeah.
four-legged friends, they're still accommodated. One of the things that I liked about this backyard is when those crepe myrtles bloom in the spring, and you have total privacy in that backyard.
Exactly. Yeah, the fence was really tall. Once those trees bloom, you're not going to be able to see the neighbors, or they're not going to be able to peer down at you.
And the garage was done really well. There's enough room in there that you could also have like a little workshop area. So really a great, great home. 5710 Monticello Avenue. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage built in 1927. It's about 1,500 square feet, and it's priced at $699, which brings it in at $454 a square foot. And we'd like to say thank you to Debbie Sherrington for letting us talk about her home today. So,
Excellent.
ready for our next one?
Let's do the next one.
What's the address on our next one?
Our next one is 2222 North Prairie Avenue, number 4.
And this is kind of lower Greenville-esque-ish. It's a little farther south. Belmont Park, yeah, that would be a good way to describe it. Belmont Park. Munger Place is very close. Swiss Avenue is very close. Lots and lots of stuff in this neighborhood.
Yeah, they've got Jimmy's Italian Food Store. So, veteran Italian specialty shop with prepared foods, sausages, baked goods, imported cheeses, and pasta. So definitely if you're an Italian fan, I think this is a great place to visit.
And they have a meat counter in the back, like an old style meat counter that you can order sandwiches from.
Oh, that sounds excellent.
They are huge. So if you go order one, take a friend with you because you only need one for both of you.
Or it's leftovers.
Or it's leftovers. Also, Exall Park is right around the corner from this. This is another really great City of Dallas park. It's a 10-acre park. The thing that I wanted to point out in this is this park was established in 1914.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's, the history of Dallas goes back into the late 1800s, and it's somewhat surprising to me that they thought about parks in 1914. They had so many other problems.
Well, but they didn't have TV or anything, so you had to have a nice park to walk around in.
That is true. That is true. Restaurants nearby. One of my favorite restaurants is Mize. I have probably been going there for, I'm going to say 30 plus years.
Wow.
And it is that chicken curry clay pot is one of the best dishes in the world.
It looks delicious.
Small restaurant, family owned, family run. The daughter who it does not work there any longer, she was probably in her, I'm going to say mid-20s, 30 years ago. And she was so funny, and she had this California Valley Girl accent.
Really?
That just mismatched what you visually were expecting. It was crazy.
And then also in that area is Hungry Belly, which you and I ate at this week, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I got to try a little of your orange chicken, which is definitely the best orange chicken I've ever eaten. And then I got the katsu chicken bento box, which also very delicious. So highly recommended.
Yeah, their food is just amazing. Weston turned me onto this place because he used to live about 2 blocks from there.
Oh, wow.
And they would walk up and have lunch or have dinner up there. And
a great patio area. It was a little too cold for us that day, but the patio was really nice too.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the other outdoor things in that area is the Santa Fe Trail is only 2 miles away, and this you can go to the Old East Dallas Workyard Park entrance, or if you want to bike a little further, that's about 2 miles away from the home. If you want to bike a little bit further, you can bike over to Deep Ellum and pick up what is really the beginning of that trail. And that Santa Fe Trail takes you all the way out to White Rock Lake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a great trail. I've ridden it a bunch, and it's a really nice one to do. So,
Okay.
so jumping into our home, this is a really cool condominium end unit. Great drive up. They've got the great Tejas rock as the driveway, which I think fits the kind of the urban feel of
Definitely.
this. Definitely very contemporary design.
Yes, it was very modern inside. It was nice and clean. I liked it.
And as you walk in, you've got this floating staircase, which I think really kind of just, it sets the tone for the rest of the home. This is the downstairs bedroom office. Well, it's actually the downstairs office. So there is another downstairs bedroom out that door, and you have your own little private patio right there. And then if you continue on with that patio, since this is an end unit, you not only get this end space, but you also get this backyard space as well.
I was really surprised how much backyard area there was for a condo like this.
Yeah, this is something that's very, very unique. And this is that downstairs bedroom that we were talking about. Still really generous size. The bathroom itself, I felt like you could probably even use these as two separate masters.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. There was definitely enough space for, however many people, and the closets in there were enormous. I was very impressed.
Yeah, they really were. A big shower, glass shower stall, frameless. And then as you come upstairs, this is what you enter into as you hit the top of the stairs.
This is a really beautiful view, and I love what they did with the wall accents.
I really liked how big they did with the doors on these, and how they've got the opening in the center. I always feel like that's that very Mary Tyler Moore, opening of the doors and going out, but it's really cool. Stone countertops, and I really like the backsplash tile that they selected.
It was really pretty. Yeah.
Great appliance package, gas cooktop again, which is a really odd thing. Not odd, it's a really nice thing to have in condominiums because most developers will not do that.
Yeah.
Farm sink, stainless steel appliances. And what did you think about the wood floors?
I thought they were beautiful. I thought it was a great color. It was really nice.
Yeah, they really kind of blended in everything. They just kind of tied the unit together, I felt like.
Definitely.
And this was the master bedroom. I love the way they've done the floor to ceiling shears on these, because I bet you get flooded with light through that window.
Oh, of course. Yeah, there was beautiful lighting. Definitely might want to put some blackout curtains if you like to sleep in the dark, but it was beautiful.
And big, spacious master bath. One thing is they did bring these wood floors all the way into the bedrooms. So
Yeah.
it really does have continuity that you don't always get in condominiums.
Very true.
Master bath. It's got the double vanity with vessel sinks. This bathroom does have the sculptured tub.
Yes.
And then it also has the separate shower stall, which you kind of cover all bases doing it that way.
Exactly. The
And
accents in there were really nice.
yeah, I like this the stone. That's not normally used like right there, but it really kind of added something.
It works.
So 2222 North Prairie Avenue, number 4, is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, built in 2017. It's about 1,850 square feet, priced at $550,000, and that is $298 a square foot, which is a really great value for newer construction in that area. And if you'd like to see any of the other pictures on this property, just click on the links below. If you'd like to go out and take a look at it, reach out to us. We'd be happy to make that happen. We'd like to say thank you to Susan Melnick for letting us talk about her home today. And with that, we'll be right back. There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223. Welcome back to the second segment, episode 166 of Sold with Updike Pugh, and I am here with Megan Jones. Megan, I found this topic specifically because this fits you.
Yes.
And what we're going to talk about today is single women that are not waiting for marriage to go ahead and buy their home.
That's right.
And when I was doing a little research, this took a little bit of a different turn because it's true that men are not as good at doing this as women are. The number of single women homeowners is just, the divide is growing bigger and bigger.
I was kind of surprised as you. I'd heard a few of these facts before. It was so funny. Before you contacted me, I was actually speaking to a friend about it. She's looking into purchasing some property, but to rent instead of to live in herself. But I know in our friend group, RBF, I was actually one of the last single women in our group to buy property. So it was great to have those people that had already kind of gone before me to help me with this, and of course to have you help me with this.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. So yeah, I thought these facts were really interesting.
So just kind of popping through some of them. This was from a Business Insider article in January of this year. And in the article, it stated that 2/3 of single women say they're not waiting until marriage to become homeowners. And women are owning more homes in general. The home ownership rate among women increased from 50.9% to 61.2% between 1990 and 2019.
Yeah, almost 10% in like 10 years.
While the rate the rate among men dropped from 70.6% down to 67.1%. So,
It's interesting, but no one can really figure out why. I mean, I can only speak from my own perspective of why I purchased a home.
tell us about that.
So, like we were talking about in the beginning, I was waiting, like in my 20s, I was waiting because you never know what's going to happen in a year or two. You just keep signing that lease and you never know what's going to happen next year. But it got to a point where I wanted to be in my own space. I wanted to have more control over where I lived. And I didn't want to be afraid of what my rent was going to cost me the next year. So having to constantly renew and constantly battle with that, and plus it's just a great investment. And also definitely this last year to rent has just increased exponentially, and I felt, why spend all that money on something I'm not even getting any equity in when I can spend the same amount and have equity and security and maybe hopefully in the long run, retirement options and things like that.
And owning real estate creates generational wealth.
Yes.
I mean, it is the factor that many people put into their financial portfolio that grows in the background. You're always working toward paying it off if you do that 15 or 20 or 30 year note. And so at some point, that debt obligation is going to go away, but you've still got that asset.
Exactly.
And it does create more generational wealth than any other asset that you can have. So, and one of the other points I thought was interesting was, marriage rates have been declining for several years, and single women aren't planning their purchases around spouses anymore.
Right.
I think that when I was growing up, there was that dream of, or that path that just the world had taught you to follow, which is graduate from high school. You might go to college, you might not. You get married, you start having kids, you buy a house, and that buying a house was way down the road. And I feel like that's really shifted back now.
I completely agree. I know, at least the way I was raised, my parents raised me to be very independent and be very thrifty and frugal and be careful about my money. So buying a home was kind of a next step for me. It's like, well, I've been trying to be safe and careful with my spending. What's the next step? I'm not really good at stocks. So real estate was definitely a more stable option for me. And like I said, I wanted to have my own space and have more control over that. But waiting for marriage, I think a lot of women are more dedicated to their careers now,
Mm-hmm.
as well as maybe family or partners or other things like that. But I think we've all become a lot more successful and driven in our careers. Not that not having careers, not being successful,
Right,
but
right.
there's more money.
Yeah.
There's more money and access for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's definitely made it easier. And like I said, a lot of my friends have purchased property, and it was kind of comforting seeing other people go before me and do that, and they had a mostly easy time. And there's struggles with all things, but they all enjoyed their property, so I wanted to be a part of that.
It's usually the largest financial decision most people make.
Yeah.
And there's always stress that comes in around that.
There was a lot of stress.
Yeah. And in your instance, this wasn't necessarily true because you were choosing to buy a home, but
Sure.
a lot of times we talk about real estate transactions tend to have a lot of stress around them anyway, because it's usually marriage, divorce, birth, death,
Yeah.
job change, job loss, job, that type of thing. And so, it's usually got some stress wrapped around it anyway, but yours, I thought went reasonably well. We had to we had to go through a couple of contracts to get to different properties.
Just a few. But I think that says more about the state of real estate right now.
That's very true.
Yeah. But overall, it was definitely not a terrible process.
Good.
To you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to you. Yes.
I'll pay you later. There were a couple other key findings. So the metros with the largest share of single women homeowners, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So Tampa, Florida was number one. Cleveland.
Yeah, that's
Total
a weird
surprise.
one.
Yeah. In Cleveland, the households owned and occupied by single women is 16.2%, and households owned and occupied by single men is only 11.6%. A 5% gap there.
Yeah.
That's a big gap.
I'd also love to see like age ranges on this. That'd be interesting. But that is a very large gap.
Yeah. And New Orleans was number three. There are a little over 300,000 owner-occupied households in New Orleans. 15.9% of those are occupied by single women or owned by single women, and 11.6 by men.
Yeah.
So there's that other, almost 5% gap. So one of the things that I dove down into the report to find out is how does it look here? So we are ranked number 37 of large metropolitan areas. There are 1.5 million occupied homes. 159,000 or 10.4% of those are occupied by women, with 112,000 or 7.42% that are occupied and owned by single men. So here in Dallas, we've got right at a 3% gap.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really surprising.
Good job, ladies.
Yeah, good job.
Good job, ladies.
So what were some of the things that you would tell someone if one of your women friends come to you and said, so what did you do to prepare? How long did you think about it? How long, what would you tell them?
So I had been thinking about this for a while, but seriously considering maybe about a year and a half. Definitely at the start of the pandemic, we didn't know how long everything was going to last. The pandemic actually helped push me forward in this process, because I love to travel and I like to do some international travel, but not being able to do that over the last year helped me save enough money for a down payment. And that had always been a big thing that was holding me back. So, because I, like to have a good cushion in my savings, but saving up for that down payment really made me more comfortable and helped me put a very big magnifying glass on my spending and seeing if I could actually afford to own a home. Because that was kind of that stopped me for a bit too. I was kind of concerned, could I actually afford to own it month to month, the month-to-month spending. I could.
And maintain it.
And maintaining it,
Yeah.
yes, because that's a huge concern. But honestly, the more I spoke to my friends, the more I spoke to you, gathered more information, I became much more comfortable. So definitely save up for the down payment. Obviously, there's a bunch of different programs to help people with that. And then obviously you want to get your credit in order. I've been blessed to have pretty good credit, so that wasn't a huge concern for me. And then also, definitely you want to consider where you want to live, like what kind of location. I've kind of been, I know when we first started, I was very dedicated to a certain area, and it was difficult for me to find something in my price range, but we worked it out.
We did,
But
yeah. And that actually happens a lot of times
Yeah.
with everybody, where they really want to work in this or live in this one area because of whatever they play there a lot, or they work right there, or they've got family there. And what we found is sometimes you just have to like go out a little bit,
yes.
and you can kind of, that's usually where what we end up seeing happen.
And we did,
So,
and
yeah.
we found the golden egg.
We did.
Yeah.
And interest rates are still great right now. I know everybody's talking about the Fed increasing their rate, and while that doesn't really have a direct impact on mortgage rates, they do somewhat track each other. And so I would imagine that we'll probably see interest rates go up probably 1.5% over the next year.
not too
But
bad.
it's still going to put them at like 4.5%. So,
Okay.
when I started selling real estate, interest rates were 13%. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, when, it was so funny. I remember very clearly when interest rates came down below 10%, you could just hear the cheers of these realtors, because even the generation before me were selling homes when interest rates were 18%.
That's insane. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy back then. So, well, I hope that you've found some of this helpful and useful. Megan, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
We
you for
really do
having me.
appreciate it. And if you would like any more information about our subject today, just reach out to us. We would be happy to do that. If we can help you in any way with real estate, we would love to do that. And as Weston always says, remember, we want to be your realtors for life.